name is Jillian, also known as Jilly the Bean Queen, and this is my last day at Dollywood, but I thought it would be fun to maybe vlog it a little bit and show you guys around because I always have a lot of people on my Instagram asking me to show them where I travel to and such, so this is what this is, and we're at Dollywood. Yay! So it rained like a couple of minutes ago, so all the rides are closed. Also, that's my dad. So we're trying to find my sister and my mom. My sister is much more the adrenaline junkie than I am. I'm sure she's pretty upset that none of the rides are working right now, but I'm sure they will eventually.
If Joe ever spoke his mind, he'd be speechless. Truth be told, Joe's been doing things the wrong way ever since he was knee-high to a barkeep. When he was born, he came out back.
So yeah, like all the rides are down because there was a really bad thunderstorm just a couple of minutes ago. Right now we're in the newest area of the park, which is called Wildwood Grove. It's pretty cute, I would say. Most of the rides are for kids, and then there's some for like adults, like wooden coasters and such. But it's just really cute because it's all wilderness themed. So it's actually really hot at Dollywood. It has been for the past 2 days. I've been here with my family. Today the high is supposed to be 89, and yesterday it was like 88, and the heat index is like 100. So it's really, really bad. And I'm personally really prone to headaches and heat stroke, so I have to be super, super careful, which is why I'm sitting down right now, because I really don't want to feel as bad as I did the first day we were here at Dollywood. I didn't record that because I thought I would like to get my bearings first because I've never been to Dollywood, and then I would probably record after I come for the second time. So that's why I'm recording today, and I didn't do it the first time I came. My sister is waiting at the Mystery Mine with my mom, so I'm waiting here because the rides are still not going because there's still storms in the area, and my opinion is why wait if the line is not going to move yet, and you don't know when it's going to move. So that's why I'm over here at a restaurant where they serve barbecue and everything. I'm not eating, it's just there. But I did think I would talk about something I have. So I don't usually tell a lot of people because I don't want them to perceive me as, kind of weird, but I am on the spectrum and I do have ADHD. The autism diagnosis is like relatively new to me, but it makes a lot of sense in like my lifestyle, my choices and stuff. But because of that, and throughout my whole life, because I was diagnosed with ADHD at a young age compared to when I was diagnosed with autism, I've been to a lot of theme parks where I use their accessibility pass. So I have one for Dollywood. You can see my whole name, oopsies. So in this, it helps me get on rides faster and easier because when I'm in like a bunch of crowds and it's super crowded, it can be very overstimulating and I can get really fidgety and really uncomfortable and a little bit aggressive just because I don't like other people around me. So that's why I have this. So it's not a fast pass. I do need to say that very clearly. Like, we don't do fast passes. They don't give you fast passes. I am allowed to have like 5 other people with me. And you use this and you get to go up in front of the line and you get to skip some of the lines. And then they'll write down what time you can do it. Or you can come back, actually, what time you can come back. And then they'll give it to you. to come back if you wanted to ride the ride again. But it's really helpful for people like me, and you can get it up at, like, usually their accessibility services at any theme park. At Dollywood, it was at this like height measuring center place. It's kind of really weird. It's like right at the front of the park still, but it was still really weird. It was right next to a really big clothing place called the Emporium. But I thought I would share that just so people know that there are accessibility options out there for people. And Dollywood has been really accommodating and really accessible, and they ask you all sorts of questions, like if you can stand up, and they have a calming room. Actually, I found that out. They have a calming room for people. If it gets too overwhelming, you just call them over with this phone number and they'll come and get you, and they'll take you to the calming room and you can relax. So yeah, and that's the Dollywood Accessibility Pass, and only use it if you are someone who has a disability or a disorder, or if you have someone in your family who has a disability or a disorder, because these are not for regular people. These are for neurodivergent people or other people who have disabilities or need accessibility options. You dropped one, I can grab it. Yeah. I'm trying to get it with one hand. You're good. Okay. I feel the need to point this out to people, that this is rigged, because I have tried this when I first came here like 15 times, and I am really good at claw machines. I've won like almost every claw machine, and I've not won this one, even though I've like literally had it in my grasp like 20 times. So we're gonna see if I can get one this time. Maybe luck will be on my side, because I know you can get one. It's just really hard. All right, so we're in front of Blazing Fury, which is Dollywood's one of Dollywood's more historical rides, and then just recently it was refurbished, so it's a little bit fancier, a little bit newer. The sign's newer and everything. A little bit of history of Dollywood is that it actually originally was a silver dollar city before it became Dollywood. You'll find a lot of similarities between Dollywood and Silver Dollar City. For example, Dollywood is known for their cinnamon bread. So is Silver Dollar City. They both do the same exact cinnamon bread at Silver Dollar City and Dollywood. They're both the same, and they're both very good, and they're both very famous. And another similarity is this ride, because at Silver Dollar City, they have a ride that's also fire-based and themed, except they have two different names and they're a little bit different in theming, but they're both around firefighters and they're both old traditional dark rides. Dollywood also has the largest amount of eagles, bald eagles, that can't be released into the wild due to injuries or gunshots or something that happened to their wings. So right now I'm at the Eagle Mountain, and I thought I would show you because I think it's really, really cool how they take care of animals here. One of the cool things about Dollywood is that Dolly Parton always tries to keep all of this like old ways of making and tinkering and making all this like cool stuff like that. My mom loves garden tchotchkes, so she was pretty excited to be here. But she tries to keep how people hand make items with what she does. So you can like take a class and make your own switchblade knife. Yeah, switchblade knife. And you can buy handmade metalworks from the blacksmith. So it's really, really cool if you're into that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's a little sign for the cinnamon bread. That's a very famous thing here, but it's also very famous at Silver Dollar City. So it kind of makes me laugh when people are like, Dollywood makes the best cinnamon bread, because I'm like, that's exactly the same as in Branson, Missouri, where the first Dollar City was made. So, of course I had to get the cinnamon bread. I'm super excited to try it. My dad's with me, so he's gonna have a little bit because I can't eat all of this on my own. And it comes with some icing, and it's really hot. They bake it fresh. As you've seen with my little camera work, I got to show you a little bit that they make it right there in front of you, and then they just give it to you right away. So I'm excited to try. See, it looks really, really good, and there's the icing, but then there's my dad. But yeah, I'm ready to dig in. So yeah, there it is. It's really warm. Oh my gosh, it's really hot. You can stop. Oh my god, that's really good actually. You should try some. Oh. I'm not sure it needs frosting. It's really sweet on its own. It's kind of like you only need like one bite and then you're done. It's like a cinnamon bun. It's really, really good. And it's really fresh. And it's really like really doughy on the inside, and I like doughy. I know some people don't, but it's really, really good. My mom and my sister are going to meet us here at Aunt Granny's, which is one of their sit-down restaurants. I do know it's family style, so they give you a bunch of big portions.
Voiceover Jillian is now taking over. So yeah, Auntie Granny's is very good. It's one of 2 sit-down restaurants here at Dollywood. The food has been really good here overall. I haven't had a bad experience with food at Dollywood. They've also been really accommodating because someone in my family has an allergy and they'll get sick. Safe to say they did not get sick this whole trip, so it was very nice to see how accommodating they were with food. Now we're moving into Behind the Seams, which is a museum that's dedicated majoritively to Dolly Parton and the outfit she has worn over her career, and, you know, the style that makes her Dolly Parton with the wigs and the makeup and the heels and how she dresses. This is one of my favorite dresses. It was this little jean dress that she wore for a magazine cover. It was pretty cool and interesting to see like all the different outfits she's worn over the years during different points of her career. You just don't realize how tiny she is either until you stand next to these in person. Then there were her wigs, which is pretty cool to see, but all they do is remind me of my grandma and the fact that my grandma had wigs as well, and she would display them exactly like this in her room whenever I would visit. She lived in California. This I liked the most because it spoke to Dollywood history. This is what Dolly Parton wore during an anniversary of Dollywood. She likes to come and visit Dollywood from time to time. So maybe if you visit, you'll see Dolly Parton. And then, of course, I just thought these were cool. They're like flame-based outfits. I think they were for a concert or music event or music awards event that was on TV. I think it was on MTV. I'm not super sure. I just liked the flame parts of it. Then, of course, this little section goes more into detail about how Dolly Parton's outfits are made, which I think was pretty cool. Dolly Parton, they say, is huge on sparkles and shinies and sequins. So I can appreciate that, but I also know how comfortable that would be. So I give her props for wearing that because I could never. So it was pretty cool to see just how actually her outfits are made to stay on brand and on theme to who Dolly Parton is. And now we're on to the Dolly Museum, which is more about Dolly's upbringing and how she became a country singer. She grew up like my grandma in a one-room log cabin with a bunch of sisters and brothers. There's this coat of many colors which inspired the song of the same name, which is really sweet. I recommend you listen to it. Then there was this little van which talked about the beginnings of her career and how she went to Nashville with a dream and like she had a guitar and a suitcase. And she basically met this guy named Porter, or she tried out for this show with this man named Porter. And that was how she was able to jumpstart her country music career. And that was what really elevated her to be able to become so famous and so wealthy. There was this guitar which played projections of songs, which was kind of cool. I thought the records on the wall were more cool. I don't know if they were the real ones that she's gotten for making hits, like a platinum or a gold or a silver, but I thought those were cool. It's just really cool to see how she became this really big icon. My favorite part, of course, of the museum was seeing her charity and how many books she has gifted to people who are not able to afford books and how many kids are learning to read when they might not have been able to without her. And then it is the end of the day, so my family and I decided to go home. We walked down this little main street that reminds me way too much of Disneyland. There was this like candy like sweet shop that was pretty cool to look at. I didn't get anything because nothing really catched my eye, but I liked walking around it because it did remind me of the main street at Disneyland a lot. So if you're looking for a sweet treat while at Dollywood, I would definitely recommend this place. Then there's this emporium where they have a lot of merch there. It's the big merch store. And then there's the Palace Theater where they do a bunch of seasonal like shows. And then, of course, we arrive at the Heartsong Lodge and Resort. I really liked staying here. It's their newest property on Dollywood, in Dollywood. Everything was neat. My room was tidy. It was always made every time I came back. It was very clean. I really liked the vibes. It reminded me a lot of the Grand Californian in Disneyland, if you know what that is. I really liked the butterfly motifs or stained glass at the top of that. It was just a really enjoyable stay because the service has been really good when you're on the property no matter what. They got a Starbucks. They had this like little gift shop too. They even have like a pool. That pool was really, really nice to stay at. It's open very, very late. And then once the camera moves a little bit, there's this little bonfire that you can like sit at the end of the day if you really want to. I didn't really because it was so hot out still, even at the end of the day, where you can look out on like the Smoky Mountains because we're right in the Smoky Mountains, which is pretty cool. But the pool was really nice. It had this like waterfall. I usually would go there at the end of my resort time. Well, not at the end of my resort, at the end of Dollywood because it was open till like 11 and it was really nice to like take a dip after the really hot days of walking around. So I really liked the pool. The bonfire was really nice. You can make s'mores there. I know that they had like some guy playing with guitar every now and then at the bonfire while you sat there. If you're into that. I didn't really like it, but I know that people would. It's live music. But overall, I really enjoyed my stay at Dollywood. I really liked the resort. I liked the actual parks itself. I actually think it's a little better than other regional parks I've been to. I think it's better than Hershey Park. I had a bad experience with Hershey Park hotel, so this hotel was pretty amazing in my eyes. I would recommend you guys go to this resort and theme park if you are willing to make the drive. It's really cool. Anyways, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.